I will beat Alex in the next 10 years in regards to net worth and in regards to products that I've done. The reason why I say this is because content is a long form game. I've got my social media marketing coaching program, which is the best marketing program on the platform. I know that from the bottom of my heart. I know that for a fact. Alex didn't even start this until he was 26, 27. I am 20. I'm going to beat him by the time I'm 25, 26 because it's almost the end of the year. I turn 21 at the end of the year. I will beat him within this time frame. I know that for a fact.
Like, I've never regretted working harder, ever, not once. And some people are like, on your deathbed, you're gonna, like, no, because I lived every moment of my day doing what I wanted to do. And I remember I had a boss when my first boss after college. She said this thing. I had a particularly good weekend, and she said, I'm pretty sure happiness is stringing as many of those days in a row as you possibly can.
I will do what he's done in 10 years in 5. I've got access to more information, better circles, and also I've got better ideas as well as more competition, which I know I'm going to sweep out of the water because all of the competition now aren't even willing to try. People sit at home, people aren't even willing to try, which makes it, oh, what, only for me? And for the other people my age, which is very, very few compared to the people who he's got to compete against. So I've got literally the people who I verse now, 13-year-olds who are trading crypto and meme coins, which, what? They're just nerds, they're just degenerate nerds, which aren't even a problem, but they have nothing to do with SMA, so they're not even in my competition. They're in their own little circle jerk. And I get the old people, which is like Alex Hormozi, well, people who are older than me. I get the Alex Hormozis, the Layla Hormozis, I get the Sabri Subris, the Iman Gadzis, so it's prime time. And given that we're in such an info business age, I can get so far in front, plus I can start high ticket sales, I can start closing, I can start doing X, Y, Z, so that I have access to more people all across the world. Where if you have a look at it, 13 years ago, that wasn't the case in his position. I have outpositioned him in such a small amount of time. I've done what most people take 2 decades to do in the matter of a year and a half. Not even that. I've only been taking the game seriously for like 9 months now, and I'm still outpacing everyone. I just didn't know where to originally start with the content. And then we started getting more and more traction for my agency. And then this is where we go from point A to point B. And we are printing money on the ads. We are literally in such a good state where we don't know what to do. And I've been doing reps, reps, reps. I have not taken a break in the last 2 years. Since I was literally 18, I have not taken a break. What, maybe one day off for Christmas, maybe one day off here and there, but I still end up working. Because if I take the day off, then I work all night. I may take like what 3, 4 hours of sleep, then I work all night. The more and more I work, the more and more I'm not willing to give up. The more and more I outpace him. I have more work than what most 20-year-olds have. I have more work than you, the audience. I know that. What? So you're not willing to deal with running a marketing agency, running stores, running other shit, just because it's like you aren't willing to put in the effort. You do understand that the reason why Alex is so successful and so popular is because he just did reps, 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 reps. I am doing the same. I started earlier. So take that into consideration and consider where he is now to where he is later. I have done reps, 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 and I have not stopped, and I am not planning to stop because where I want to be in the next 10 years is in a much, much better place than what he is in the next 10 years. You've got to understand, I am working, I am doing content, I am doing marketing, I am letting this all compound over the next 5 years. I am seriously in a better state because of the age that we're in. And there's kids like me who are in this position. I will happily beat him within 5, 6 years. If that's on the long term. That's on the long term. I will beat him so much quicker than what he will even begin with. So you've got to take that into consideration. You've really, really got to take that into consideration because you've got to realize the compounding effect on the content that I'm doing now to later. Look, so if I do 365 videos this year, I am going to outpace him so many times more. It is going to be practically unheard of. because who else has been doing this? What else have I been doing? Content, content, content. And while I'm also filming ads, I'm running an agency, I'm also running brands. I am also doing the marketing for these. So you've got to realize I just don't stick in the corporate world. I also play a little bit of street, a little bit of hustle just because I got to fit in. I got to play a little bit of Aikido. I got to shoot it. I got to literally like duck, weave, and then like punch when I do this. Because the game of life is like a boxing match. The more and more you compete, the better and better you get. But also you're competing against bigger fish. So you've got to then be more and more careful of who you're competing against and be like, I can dodge, I can then attack back, I can then uppercut, then I can just do brand new combos. I've got a better flow. That's in the situation that I'm at. This is exactly why I will beat Alex in within 5 years. I know that for a fact. I will beat him because I've got more content. Yes, he may have more years of content. I have way, way more content. I am way, way more polarizing. I create you guys to have such an interest and such an edge, which most other people can't do. Most other people do not have the ability to speak or influence like the way that I do. Most other people are stuck. Most other people believe what they believe because it is safe. Most people aren't willing to say the uncomfortable thing because they know it is the safe thing to do. Most people seriously aren't willing to sit back, relax, and literally do this in a video and then speak to you like this. I don't give a fuck. I will do whatever I can to get there. Whether this is seen by overly competitive, overly in your face, obnoxious ads like the videos that you're seeing now, which you're still going to find it's going to be obnoxious. Even though I am massively toned down. Once you're actually on a call with me, you will understand how I work in the business world. I am the way that I am because I know I will agitate you so much. I will create such a reaction. I create such a hate-like reaction out of people that I know I'm going to outpace you. Look at what Tate did. That's what I'm doing with my own beliefs and conscious systems. You got to realize that. I'm going to blow up more than him. I'm going to blow up so freaking much. It's going to be incredible. You realize the way that I speak, the way that I convey myself is in such a way that you guys will be jealous of for years. I speak in a way that most people who've been working a job all their life, or most people who've been doing sales, most people who've been doing marketing, have no such ability to speak like the way that I do. This is where the massively outpacing of what Alex will do because I am able to speak so well at such a young age. I have also had a lot more sales experience and also understand because I've been in more businesses than what he's done. I've also did consulting. I was also working for a consultant. I was doing this. You've got to realize that. You've seriously got to realize with more experience becomes more practice. And also I've had times when I was literally like Alex sleeping on the gym floor. I was working 21 hours a day. If you seriously consider, let's look at who will win in the long term.